everybody. Yeah. There we go. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Ravery Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content here. Coming here a little early. We told you last week about 7 o'clock nowadays. So I started tonight. Let's get this one in. Hopefully before the Orioles kick off about 7:45 or I'm sorry. First pitch, 7:45 kickoff. That's football. We're going to talk NFL tonight as we always do. Genesis Notary Services, definitely here in the Winchester, Virginia area, Shenandoah Valley. So for those of you out there that are participating in that, got calls today, get calls all the time about it. So definitely thank all of you that have participated in that endeavor as well. See, Charles Harris, we are LegalShield.com as well. So if you need value, Legal Shield is a great resource for you. So definitely check that out. So Legal Shield is a great resource. If you haven't ever used Legal Shield, if you have legal issues or anything like that, it's a great resource for anybody out there to go ahead and check that out. So definitely do that. If you haven't done that, see Charles Harris, we are Legal Shield. Harris Legal Shield, go to LinkedIn, punch it in. Go to Facebook, punch it in. Definitely give you all the information you need about doing that. You call us directly, and we're happy to go ahead and help you with that. Sunday, Maryland football preview. We're going to go ahead and review the Terps season this year, how the Terps going to do in the Big Ten. Big Ten by far the toughest conference in all of college football. They have banned what the SEC is doing, what LSU at least is doing so far, allowing players that have been cut to sign and play again in college. I don't know why people are so mad about that, by the way. That's kind of crazy. Of course, Lane Kiffin or anybody else is going to sign the best players they can as long as they can do it. So Big Ten's banning it. So we'll see about that as well. Big Ten NFL preseason predictions, that's going to be next Sunday. So we're definitely going to check that out because we're going to have the season next Sunday. We're going to break down the 53-man rosters here as well. And our flagship, RaverySports.company.site. Please check out RaverySports.company.site. For those of you that haven't done so, absolutely go ahead and check that out here as well. So I was remiss last week not to start on such a bring down the vibe here, but I was remiss. It happened late last week. So definitely to rest in power to, I think, one of the most courageous stories I think we've ever seen anywhere. OJ Brigance passed away on August 17th. He was 56 years old. And OJ was more recently working with the Ravens organization. He was a player. I think he just was helping with the player. I forget his exact title, but he was just a player rep. I think he was for the players, counseling them, et cetera, speaking with players, et cetera. So definitely, I think that was what he did. He was actually doing this from a wheelchair. Like actually on the NFL field, actually speaking to players, actually doing that with his devices. It was unbelievable what OJ Brigance was able to accomplish. For those of you that don't remember, back in the day before Ravens had an NFL team, Baltimore had a CFL team. One of the best defensive players on that CFL team was one year named CFL Colts, then the Baltimore Stallions. In the mid-90s. OJ was the best defensive player on that team that got a lot of visibility because that was the attempt of Canadian football in U.S. at that time. And so what happened was OJ actually becomes one of the best players. It got his visibility to where he decided to give an NFL another try because a lot of Canadian players were players that didn't play in the NFL or just couldn't make a roster or whatever. Gave it another try in the NFL. All 32 teams. He said he was going to try the NFL. Remember this story where he called 28 teams. They said no. They didn't want to sign him. He called the last two. He skipped the last two on purpose because he he had already called them and tried out for them before. The last two, one of them was the Ravens. He got a contract, and the rest is history. He became a Super Bowl champion with the Ravens in 2000. Outstanding stuff from O.J. Brigance. NFL level special teams player. That doesn't do it justice. This guy was just, as a human being, tough to live as long as he did with ALS. It's not a defeat at all. So I think read the story of O.J. Brigance. It's truly the story of tremendous courage of O.J. Brigance being one of the most courageous people on the planet. So rest in power doesn't do it justice for O.J. O.J., shout out to him, man, because he was about as tough as a man of the measure of a man, the toughness of a man doesn't do it justice with O.J. Brigance. It really doesn't. So, yeah. So let's shout out O.J. here as being one of the greatest ever in the history. One of the greatest ever in the history of a human being and a great football player, former Super Bowl champion as well. So absolutely O.J. Rest in power to O.J. Brigance. All right. Let's go ahead and get it popping here. All right. Now we can get people to watch here. All right. 53-man roster. Definitely two. Let's go ahead and get that squared away. The roster for the Ravens is going to be decided this weekend. I think it's Sunday is the day where the Ravens have to decide on the 53-man roster to go ahead and start the season. This is going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to decide on the final 53 this year. In my opinion, absolutely it's going to be very difficult to decide that. Why is it going to be difficult? Because a lot of these, when you get to, there are about obviously 40 plus, right? We know right now that should be in. There might be one or two surprises, but there's some. But once you get to that last 10, now, and I'm not talking about the three guys that you're going to just special teams guys, because we know that, but roster construction. How many offensive linemen do you want to take? How many tight ends? How many running backs? How many safeties? How many linebackers? How many corners do you want to do? What is your scheme saying? What are you trying to do? What do you think is the thing that you interesting? So let's see here what the Ravens do. This is how I predicted. This is going to be tough. It's going to surprise the people, I think, to some of the things here. But looking at it, everything that they're doing, looking at the scheme, looking at everything, this is the 53 I think will start the season here as well. All right, quarterbacks, 2. I think it's obviously Lamar Jackson. Let's see if Lamar can get back to his team back in the playoffs as well. See if the Ravens can get back into the playoffs. I mean, that's absolutely in. Tyler Huntley, I think, is 2. Finally, Tyler Huntley got an extension. I think definitely too, it makes sense. He plays like Lamar. I definitely think that's a thing. You definitely want to keep Tyler Huntley around as well. Now, Joe Fagano. A lot of people like Joe Fagano. He's been good, I think, in these preseason games. I do think they are going to keep him around on practice guys, third quarterback. I don't think you're going to lose him as well. I think that matters. I don't think he's done enough to take off Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley, maybe he's been better than Tyler Huntley in preseason, but Tyler Huntley is now a veteran NFL quarterback. He's not just a guy that just showed up. And I don't think you keep all 3 on your roster. I think you do that more if you're worried about losing a guy or guys been around or something like that. I don't think that's the case here. I think they'll take the chances with him on the practice squad as the third quarterback, maybe the third game day quarterback. That certainly could be true. But I don't think they keep all three as well. And I do think obviously Jackson Huntley you keep. Running back 3, Derrick Henry is going to start. Justice Hill, Adam Randall. Justice Hill, we haven't even seen much of him in camp, I don't think, as well. So I think he's also been out, I think, for a little while. Derrick Henry, we know he's going to the Hall of Fame. Ageless, I think, like that. And Randall, I think, was the coach's pick, and I think he's been good in preseason. I think he had the first preseason game. I thought he was really good. Fighting injuries, I don't think he played last week as well. Just get him healthy back at practice. So I think that's it. I think it's 3. I'm not sure Rasheen Ali is on the team. I know he's been battling injuries. I'm not as convinced of that. I don't know. And I don't know, again, I said this last year, I don't know why you keeping 4 backs. I just don't see the logic in keeping that when you have roster decision as well. He's not a great kick returner. I mean, you could use him in that role unless you really like him on special teams more than I know. I don't think that you keep 4 backs. I think it's 3. I think these are the 3 that you're going to go ahead and keep if I'm predicting. Wide receiver, 6. And I think it's pretty simple here. I don't think this would be a shock. Like if it wasn't T6. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Jacoby Lane, Tez Walker, Elijah Surratt, and LaJohntay Wester. Easy here. I do think Jacoby Lane has moved ahead of Devontae Walker. I think that's worth looking at. I think he was running more the first team, running more early in the game, running in the slot. So he looks like the slot receiver. Rashad Bateman has his issues. I think the Ravens are well aware of those issues. So I do think that's worth monitoring. I think it could be a possible trade if they could upgrade or something like that. So I think that's worth watching. But I think all things considered, he was arrested in July. I think it was June, rather. I'm sorry. So they're aware of what's going on. I don't think he could be suspended. So I think they're that's a thing too. I think that there's a possibility he could face some league suspension or whatever based on that. So I think that's a concern. But I don't think they're getting rid of him. I think they're just going to get rid of him. I don't think that. Tez Walker, I think, definitely makes the team. Surratt, I think, has probably made the team. LaJohntay Wester also probably more concerned about him making the squad. I think earlier in the year, I think Wester I was a little concerned about that, but I think he's had a good camp as well. The only other name I think could be here, if there is 7, is Chris Moore, former Raven in training camp. I think you could put him at receiver, but basically if he does make the team, and I don't think he does, he could make it on special teams. I can see that, just as a wedge buster or something like that. Sparsely as a wide receiver. But these 6, there's absolutely no question. These 4, pretty sure here too. Mark Andrews is going to start. Durham Smythe is going to back him up. Matthew Hittner, rookie Josh Cuevas are going to all be there. 4. One's going to play hybrid. I think you're going to see Cuevas and Smythe, I think, especially in the fullback-ish role, /ish role as well. Hittner and Andrews, I think, are also going to catch a lot of passes. Durham Smythe, I think, is going to start. I think it's pretty clear. I don't think these rookies are ready to start. So from what we've seen as well. So Andrews and Smythe, this is going to be big. They're going to need production from Mark Andrews. Now, you got a whole new room. Bit of a concern. You got a lot of inexperience here. Not a lot of catches from the rest of this group. So they did go ahead and re-sign Mark Andrews, and they're going to need production from him, even though maybe a lot of people feel he's on the back end of his career. Not feeling as strong about the tight end group as I have in years past. Offensive line, 10. Let it begin. So there's 10 offensive linemen here. I think this is interesting. Who's going to start? I have Ronnie Stanley, John Simpson, Ethan Paulick. I think I'm saying I'm going to learn it right what he's saying. And Vega Ione, Roger Rosengard. Those are the starters. Backing them up, I think it's Carson Vincent, Andrew Voorhees, Jonathan Gwynn, Emory Jones, Gerald Lichten. 10. Why 10 instead of 9? I think you need some depth. you're a little light on experience. A lot of these guys that are back you up haven't played much at all, except for really Voorhees, who has struggled. So I do think they're going to be carrying 10. Give themselves some flexibility, gives themselves some room here as well. Stanley, Rosengarten, not worried about that at all. Rosengarten, Stanley had a rough practice apparently against some of the Vikings last week. I'm not. He's a vet. Same with Rosengarten. Haven't really played preseason. We haven't really seen Simpson much. I think we know what we're getting. A serviceable left guard. I think he's playing left guard, so I think that's interesting as well that they're putting him over there. We could have been playing right guard, but I think Ione, has been as advertised. We have seen him. He's looked really good in the preseason. Center, I think, is the question. I do think it'll be Podic to go ahead and do that just based on his experience. And he does look close to healthy enough to go. I think that was the biggest concern. Were they rushing him? Were they doing that? I think they have been slow walking him like there have been some players. I think he's going to be ready to go. Interesting to see in this last game against the Commanders how much he plays as well. If he plays a lot, I think if he runs with the first team, interesting to see. It is. I think it's important in this last game that he runs with the first team if they intend to do it when the season starts against the Colts here to go ahead and get him at least a little bit run the first team if that's the intent as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. Vincent, Voorhees, Gwynn, Emory Jones, Lichtman, there's very little experience there. So I think that's a little bit of a concern. Gwynn has been decent enough in camp, but he's really never played. Carson Vincent playing a little more, playing a little left tackle. Lichtman, I think why he's there, he's getting the time. He started the game last week. He's been playing more in all the preseason games. He pretty much played the whole way. I think he makes it instead of like a Corey Bullock or Nick Dawkins, who have been kind of reported. I don't think either one of those guys make it. Bullock's not even in the center competition anymore. They're not even mentioning him. So he's even playing, when he was playing, he's playing guard. I think Lichtman, they do need help at tackle so they can leave Jones at guard. That's the way I think it goes. I don't think you're gonna need, and again, you don't have a lot of experience. So it's not like you have Pat McCary or something on here. We can play 3 different positions or anything like that. I think that's a thing here as well. Defensive line, 6. I think this is kind of fascinating once we get to the 6th guy, because I think there's about 3 guys here that you can really look at. Matabuke is just ramping up. Question if he's going to start right away. He may not be ready to start week 1. We'll see. Travis Jones, I think, should be good to go. Calais Campbell's was in there today at practice. He should be good to go. I think they're slow walking him. John Jenkins, I think there's no question about it. I think he's going to go ahead and play as long as he's healthy. Aeneas Peoples, I think, has made it. I think of the group there that's interesting, Broderick Washington for sure is going to be there if he doesn't have to start for Matabuke or Campbell week 1. We'll see as well. Peoples, I think, to me, is the guy that's playing the most. That's the way it looks to me. I've seen some people say Rashard Benny because of the tie. I think he played at Michigan with Jesse Mill when Jesse Minter was there. So I think that's the thing. I think that's practice squad. CJ Koya, I think, has also been good. But, I mean, just looking at it, it looks like Peebles is the guy that's playing the most. I think that's good. And I do believe you carry 6 here. I don't think they have been taking 5. I do think it's 6 here this year. So I don't think it's 5. I think it's 6. I do think Peoples makes the team. They didn't draft all these guys. I think they're not to take 6. So I don't think, unless there's an injury of some kind, I do think it's 6 as well. Linebacker, 9. Is that 9? No, I'm sorry, 8. Tavius Robinson, Trey Hendrickson to start. Roquan Smith, I had Teddy Buchanan as the starter there as well. Let's start there. Teddy Buchanan, I'm not sure he's going to start. I think eventually he's going to start. I don't know if he's going to be ready when the season starts. As far as that goes, to play full time. He's a guy you want to keep an eye on to see if they put him on IR. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, he is playing a little bit in preseason, but he really kind of hasn't went full go. If he's full go, I think he can start, or he'll back up, or he'll just play sparingly share with Teddy Simpson, with Trent Simpson. I think that's the way that's going to go. Roquan, we know, one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL, needs to step it back up, I think. But Roquan, there's no question about it. Trey Hendrickson, I think a lot is expected from him, obviously, this year, and Tavius Robinson is the other one. Tavius Robinson's going to start. They've been holding him out. There's no question about it. I don't think there's any controversy to it. Tavius Robinson is going to start opposite of Trey Hendrickson when the season starts. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Who's going to back him up? I think it's Mike Green and Zion Young. They were in on the first team. I think they got the most reps as well. So I think they are definitely going to go ahead and back him up and play. They'll play a lot. I think that'll be a thing. They're fighting for that spot as well. Trent Simpson, we're already talking about it. And I do think Jay Higgins stays. I think Jay Higgins, has been good as well. Not all the way sure. Ethan Burke has been good. I think this is going to be, that's probably the toughest cut to make, keeping Ethan Burke off. Some people think he's made it. If they keep 5, historically they have to keep 5. I'm not so sure of that. But I do think if they do keep another guy, Ethan Burke could possibly be the guy. They've got some good play from linebackers. DeLuca has been good as well. So not cut and dry here, but I think this is the way it looks as well. Because this position, I think, is a thing that's going to hurt some of these guys, because none of these guys are getting cut. Awuzie, Wiggins, Chidi Awuzie, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, Keon Martin, TJ Tampa, Chandler Rivers, put that in pen. None of those guys going anywhere. Awuzie is going to start on the one side. Wiggins is going to start on the other side. Marlon's going to start in the slot. That's the way that's for sure going to go. Keon Martin has been the star of camp, maybe. Fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. I'm believing now he can be a starting NFL corner. The way he looks, he really looks terrific. 2 consecutive training camps, he's been good. TJ Tampa has been better this year, and Chandler Rivers has looked good as well. So I don't think there's any chance in any of these guys not being there as well. Bilal Coney, Lauger Beam, whatever, practice squad. I don't think there's any chance that they're going to take. They could keep 7, possibly. That's a lot. I think it's 6. I don't think you keep any more than 6. 5, safety. Starks, Malachi Starks, Kyle Hamilton, Jalen Hawkins, Keandre Jackson, and Kevin Wallace. Starks and Hamilton. Starks, the number 1 draft pick from last year. I think he's going to develop a lot this year. Kyle Hamilton is fantastic. That's an almost no introduction. Jalen Hawkins, I think, is really good too. I think he's the top 20 safety. According to a lot of things I've seen. You got 3 really good safeties. Jackson's been great in camp. I got no problem with that. And I think Kevon Wallace, is going to help you. Interception during the last game and going to help you a lot on special teams. I think that's what makes him on the team as well. So he's going to help on defense and he's going to help on special teams. I think that's the value there as well. It is possible there's one less guy, and I do think Ethan Burke can make it if they don't keep Wallace. I think it's Wallace. I don't think Burke. I just don't think he keep him as well on the roster. I do think he's practice squad, and I think they love to have him, or if there's an injury. But I think he's like 54 as well. Also, lastly, Tyler Loop, Ryan Eckley, Nick Moore. Eckley's looked really good in camp. I think there's been no complaints. He's been really good. Nick Moore has been around for a long time, just signed a recent extension. And Tyler Loop, we just got to calm down. He's a human being. Just got to calm down. Tyler Loop, I think, has been fantastic. I think that's overstating it. Been good, but I think good may be all you get. You gotta tell y'all that good may be all you get. Missed 2 kicks today in practice, etc. So just keep that in mind. Tyler Loop, outstanding as well. There you go. 53-man roster predictions. There you go. And it's going to be, of course, It's going to be in the Orioles Sports blog tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. Also, along with the Oriole game as well, it's going to be on all our social media as well. We're going to predict the final 53 of that. Tough cuts. Joe Fagano's been good. Ethan Burke's been good. I think DeLuca, I think not many people are talking about DeLuca, linebacker. I think he's been very good as well. Tough decisions. Rasheen Ali, I'm not sure he makes it. Corey Bullock, I'm not sure. I don't think he does. How many linebackers are they going to take? How many safes are going to take? So it's all about roster construction. But that, I think, is the way it's going to go. We will see about that this weekend. And next weekend, we're going to talk about that when we talk about the Ravens next week before we get to the game. The Colts, we got another week here as well. Top 10 safeties in the NFL. So, who are the 10 best safeties in the National Football League? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. Who are the 10 best safeties in the league? You can guess who one is. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you never know. But let's go over. I think this position, too, is very, very, very difficult to evaluate. It's very, very difficult to say who is going to be better, who's worse at safety. It's very hard to do. So I definitely think there's obviously differing opinions, obviously, about some of these safeties as well. But we will see who is the best safeties in the NFL here. Yeah. I'm recording at the library. In a little bit. I'll bring you something if you want something. Don't worry. All right. All right. Dead dude. All right. Top 10 safeties in the NFL as well. My daughter doesn't know, but y'all go ahead and take a look at who are the top 10 safeties. Number 10. Some of y'all are gonna thumbs down this one, but I think Fitzpatrick. I think there's some slippage, but I do think he's still in the top 10. I think in terms of talent, overall ability, I think he's still really, really good, Mika Fitzpatrick, as well. He's now turning 29, so he's got a veteran presence as well. But I think he's very complete when he's healthy. I think he has had some injury issues that have had him drop back a little bit. Now with the Jets as well, I think the Jets have had him now. No, I'm sorry. He's with the Dolphins a couple times. He's back with the Dolphins after he's with the Steelers. So he's down with the Jets. So I definitely think he's going to be one of the best defensive players as well. Jets have some players. They don't have nothing. They don't have a quarterback, which I think is going to cost them. But I think Fitzpatrick, helps him a little bit as well. I do think if as long as he's healthy, he's definitely in the top 10 still. So I definitely like Fitzpatrick. Does a lot of things well. He's a better hitter than I think people ever knows. Whenever I see him hit somebody, he's really hitting somebody. So I definitely think he's better than what people realize as well. Number 9, Kevin Bard for the New England Patriots as well. So again, guy up there in age here. Now he is 33 years old. As well. So he's been good for a while. I think he's kind of went under the radar because for so many years he was in Tennessee. So I think that's part of it. But you could argue this guy has been top 10 for a while. And it's easy to like him in New England because now he's going to be back with the guy where he had so much success, Mike Vrabel, in years past as well. So he's a guy that's really just a good, solid linebacker as well. I think that's kind of another reason why he kind of goes under the radar bits. But last year he was really good. He had 7 interceptions with the Bears. He has had 8 as like career high in Tennessee. I think this guy is really, really good at again, good all-around player. But I think what you get with him is he knows how to time a ball. Kind of reminds me of Eugene Alexander. We used to play with the Falcons and the Packers. Guy like that. Like you don't realize how good he is as well. That's what I see when I see Kevin Byard back in New England, back with Mike Vrabel, number 9. Kirby Joseph, number 8 for the Detroit Lions. Joseph, I think this is the safety tandem, the best safety tandem in the NFL when you talk about Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. I think these two guys are really, really talented as well. Now, does have an injury, so we're not going to see him right away. I think that's why he's a little bit lower on the list. So I don't know exactly when we're going to get him on the field right away, but I think Joseph as well. This is the guy, the pounder. This is the guy you don't want to come across the middle and see on the field because he's going to hit somebody when he does that. So I think he's going to do that very well. But Joseph, I think, is going to be a solid performer for them when they actually get him on the field as well. But he may miss some time, so that's why he's a little bit older as well. Very quick, though. But he really hits as well. I love the way he hits. Good length. You see the long arms there as well. Talana, I'm going to mess up his name. But messing up his name, so good for so many years with the 49ers as well. And now in Denver. Denver's defense, I think I've said it. If it's not the best defense in the NFL, it is certainly Houston, but I think it's right there. I think people are sleeping on how good the defense is as well. Great year for Denver last year, 69 tackles, 2 sacks as well. This guy's more in the box. I think that's better. That's what he kind of does best to me at the line of scrimmage, challenging up front, gets a lot of tackles. That's why he had so many tackles. I think that's kind of what he does best. Now he's developed as a leader, a captain on that football team, and I think this guy could even be better than that on this outstanding Denver defense with this pass rush. You need guys like this who play well all the time on defense. It's kind of safety is kind of underrated as well, I think, but better, I think, in the box as well. Not that he can't cover, but I think this is more the in-the-box guy, especially on a physical defense like Denver. Nothing wrong with having a guy like this, Ofunga as well. Number 7 for the Broncos. Number 6, Antoine Whitfield as well. Again, this is a guy, sans injury, he probably could be a little bit higher. It's okay to say he slipped slightly, but he's still outstanding as well. Whitfield actually is a guy who is, I think, the first on the list. If you used to put him outside at corner, I think he'd be really good at that too. But I do think that this guy is good. He can really pop somebody in the field. This is like this. So that's the tradition of the Bucs safeties, John Lynch, etc. Those guys, those great Bucs defenses. And this guy is the guy that's safety to me. I think I want to see a guy hit somebody. And I know in the modern NFL where guys allowed to run and do more than they were to, but I want to see somebody hit somebody. This guy can hit somebody as well, and he can cover. So he can do some things well. He's had some injury issues as well in recent years, like some of these guys. So I think that's a thing that I think that's part of it. He does seem like he misses a few games, but the year before he did 2024. But I like Winfield. I think there's a lot to like here as well. Number 6, Antoine Winfield. Number 5, Brian Branch of the Lions. Look, the Lions, if you might have issues at corner, you don't have them at safety because I think Brian Branch, I think, is fantastic as well. This guy did play a lot of corner in college, a lot of safety. I think I really like him. I mean, I really think that was I really like him. I think he played corner in college at Alabama. Great speed. hits well, great instincts. Again, one of these guys, there are certain things in football, and I think that you cannot teach instincts. You cannot teach the certain things. I think any great athlete has things that you can't teach. You couldn't teach Michael Jordan how to jump, right? You couldn't teach Shaq how to dunk. You couldn't teach. There's certain things that you have, and I think Brian Branch, I see a lot of that. He's a guy that just has natural ability as well. So I think he's just naturally good all over the field, very complete in a lot of areas, and great speed, corner-like speed at the safety position. I think he may be the fastest guy at the position in the NFL, Brian Branch. So I think this is outstanding here. Brian Branch, number 5. I think the best safety combo, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. You get Joseph on the field. Number 3, Jesse. Number 4, Jesse Bates. Bates. The only thing I don't like about him, and I think I keep ragging on the Falcons, but the fact that he's on the Falcons. So he was good for so many years, I think, at Cincinnati. He's getting a little older, 29 years old. So I think not too old for a safety. A safety can be 30 and effective at 31 or 32. So not worried about that too much. 3 interceptions last year, 1 for TD, 57 tackles. Pretty good. I just don't know how good the defense is. I kind of really, how much help does he have kind of bothers me a bit with Bates. So I think that's one thing as well that I don't like about Bates, the fact that the team around him, I don't know how good it is. But I think Bates, otherwise, I think is a really good player as well. Does a lot of things well. Definitely to basically a pure free safety as well. So I do like him. I think that unlike some of these other guys, like on the list, like Brent, where you could put him in, I think he's more of a pure free safety, a real center fielder. So I think that's a thing. So I'll worry about that a little bit as he gets older. But Jesse Bates, I think, is top shelf. I think any defense would happily have Jesse Bates. Pretty good separation here with 3 and 2. I think that's pretty good. Pretty clear. Xavier McKinney, number 3 for the Packers. McKinney, I think, is a ball hawk. There's no question about it. I think he definitely, this is a guy you get now, not a good idea to put a ball in his area. Now we're getting to a guy you need to avoid. You don't want to do that. I think like last year, you saw that a lot. Teams were just kind of staying away from him, and that's a good idea as well. 56 tackles last year. He had 2 interceptions still. I think he's terrific. I don't think there's anything not to like about him. Not quite the hitter as far as the other guys. I think he's more a true center fielder as well. A little bit better than Bates is. I think he's definitely going to interception. If you're going to throw at this guy, he's definitely going to take it away. He's going to get his interceptions for sure. So I think that's the thing. I want a guy that takes the ball and goes in the other direction. So that's this guy as well. Kind of like the great Ed Reed used to. Not as good as Reed, but that type of guy. Like you better know where he is at all points. So I think that's interesting. Is number 3, Xavier McKinney. Number 2, Derwin James. Very complete as a safety. No question about it. I think the injury bug last year really was the thing. Can you keep him healthy on the field? But you can move him around, plays different spots, put him at nickelback, put him at safety, put him at free safety, put him at strong safety. He's equally good at several positions as well. So this guy is a Pro Bowler, a high-level guy. They just signed him again. He's got like $75 million through 2029. So he's fantastic. The only thing with him is, can he stay healthy? He has missed some games. Healthy last year, he can continue to do that. I don't think there's any question that he's number 2 safety at the NFL. I think he's got a good defense around him, unlike Bates and even McKinney. And this guy's going to thrive. No question about it. He's healthy on the field, number 2. But number one, Kyle Hamilton. It's not close. It's not close. I don't think this is, of all the lists, I think the separation between him and the other guys is not close. He's a Pro Bowl free safety, Pro Bowl strong safety, Pro Bowl nickelback, Pro Bowl linebacker if you put him there. Great speed. I think you could put him in corner on an island. I think there's nothing Kyle Hamilton doesn't do well on the football field. I think probably the only question is, can he win Defensive Player of the Year as well? If he's not this year, Kyle Hamilton, I don't think there's no doubt that Kyle Hamilton is the best defensive player in the NFL for the Ravens, safety in the league, rather. There you go. Kyle Hamilton, number one, best defensive player in the NFL. So definitely keeping that in mind as well. So let's definitely check that out. Kyle Hamilton, number one. One more list. The head coach. So we'll definitely have that checked out there as well. So definitely check that out next week. That'll be the last on the list. This will be on Twitter and Facebook and everything tomorrow. Real quick. All right. Real quick. Channel update. Let's go over a couple things real quick. This broadcast is whatever. So we're going to be doing now at 7 o'clock most weeks now on Wednesday night. Just due to circumstances that have nothing to do with anything going on. But 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, we'll be doing the show Wednesday night. It's going to be live on Facebook. It's going to be live. It's going to be live on YouTube, live on Twitter. We're going to try and get it live on Instagram if we can going forward. So we will definitely see about that as well. So definitely too, Driving to the Top. If you're watching this on Driving to the Top, it's not going to change. We put it on our regular Ravy Sports podcast right around 7, right around 10-ish. It's on Driving to the Top there. So we can definitely check that out. Thank the guys from Driving to the Top for allowing me all this time to go ahead and do that. Joe Dalliu, also, thank him for being on the channel. There's interviews on the channel. We got a chance to talk Mets baseball, talk about New York sports. I don't think there's some more passionate group of sports fans, New York and Philly, anywhere. So definitely check that out on the channel. So I want to thank all of you as well. We're going to be making some changes to the way we look and everything like that as well. This weekend also, too, we mentioned it. Maryland football preview is coming up. So that's going to be on Sunday night as well. I think it's 8 o'clock. I'm doing so many. I be forgetting sometimes. So Sunday night, 8 o'clock. We'll definitely get that squared away. Real quick, not quite sports, but it is. This has kind of been on my mind a little bit, and I just want to get before we'll get to the baseball summer. So the Little League World Series next week. So we're going to talk about the Cal Ripken League and the Olney Cropdusters and the Cal Ripken League. So we'll get to that. So Channel 2 in Baltimore, for those of you that don't live in Baltimore, WMAR is been around for a long time. We got most of the TV stations in Baltimore. They call them, they're on what we call TV Hill in Baltimore, right? That's 11, 13, 45, and 54. I think that's the same building the last I remember it. They were running the same building as last I remember. 11, 13, 45, 54, TV Hill. The one that isn't, Channel 2, was in Towson, near where I lived in Northwood. So that was on York Road. So they're owned by Scripps Corporation, and they are now going with anchorless broadcasts. So they're flat out saying they're going to have AI as part of their broadcasts as well. They're going to have AI broadcasts as well. So they're going to just do 30-minute news with no anchors. They're just going to do segment. So that's going to be very interesting as well. Who wants this? I mean, really? I don't know why. And look, I get it. I'm not naive, right? I mean, I totally understand why that causes, look, there's a lot of cutting back right now in all businesses. There is no business right now in any business. That's media, that's anything that's really expanding. The only business right now really out here that's going through growth, I would say, is healthcare. That's it. Even that isn't like it once was, but everything is straight. So I get it, but this is kind of what we're seeing in some media entities. This is kind of why the banner is like beating the brakes off the sun. You're cutting back things so much that's just not good. You know what I'm saying? Who wants this? Just don't do news. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know why you want to go ahead and take, make it lousy. Everybody wants to see the anchors. Everybody wants to see that. Well, I was going to talk about it, I couldn't find it. I don't think I have the video of the great John Saunders, who I saw when I was a little kid, work at Channel 2 at the Sportscast as well. Scott Garceau was a guy, Jack Dawson through the 80s. And I know this isn't the 80s and 90s. I get it. But man, you're not allowing the next generation to see anything. You're not allowing that. So it's sad when you have anchorless newscasts as well. So definitely check out DCR TV. They talk a little bit more about that. Dan Lane, actually, you check out his interview with us. We talked with him last year as well, talking about this. I just, what's wrong with y'all? That's just sad to me when I saw that as well. And some things do change, evolve. We're here on YouTube and all that, but some things don't have to. It's like, I don't know how much money you want. And just, it's like bad customer service people or bad, like, why bother? Well, we're saving money. Like, well, save all your money. Just don't do it. All right. Let's talk about it. So, Little League World Series is next week. So that is Little League World Series is next week. So it's going on right now, but the final game isn't until this weekend. So we'll definitely talk about that next week as well. So definitely too, we're going to talk a little bit about this team. That is right. The Olney Cropdusters. Those of you who ever been to Olney, Maryland, know what I'm talking about. So, overarching topic of the Cropdusters tonight is they were the winners of the Cal Ripken Junior Draft League as well. So let's talk about that a little bit here. All right. So let's talk about that a little bit here. And let's get BG in here to this. So, what is the Cal Ripken Senior Drew Draft League? Catch that out. Junior, not junior and senior. We had, again, promoting another interview, Patrick Moran is on the channel as well. He was the play-by-play guy of the Silver Spring Thunderbolts, Tacoma Thunderbolts as well. And so what type of league is this here as well? Let's get it on screen here. Shout out to Cal Senior. Now Jackson Holiday wearing number 7. So this is the Cal Ripken Senior Baseball League here, Collegiate Baseball League as well. So we have the Olney Cropdusters, who are the team we're going to talk mostly about tonight. But the Bethesda Big Train, the Gaithersburg Giants, the Thunderbolts, the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts, the Southern Maryland Senators, going into Virginia, the Alexandria Aces, the South County Braves, and the DC Graves as well. Those are teams all in the league as well. The winners are the Cropdusters. They actually did go ahead, have the best record, 26-12, and they actually won the championship. So what type of league is this? So here in the Shenandoah Valley where we have a similar league like this called the Valley Baseball League. So it is similar to what you have now in Aberdeen and what was in Frederick for years, the Draft League as well. So it's college players playing with the wood bat to get experience to play as well. So they've actually played the Winchester Royals and other teams like that. They have a championship series where they actually played a lot of those teams. So the Draft League is something where they get experience. So they're off for the summer. Their season's over, and they go to the Draft League. They live with a family, a host family, and they go play in the Draft League as well. And that is how it basically works. Most of the time with these guys, they're playing in – most of the time with these guys, they're playing fairly close to home for the most part. Let's get it up here. But most of the time, these guys are playing fairly close to home. So you see like a guy, like for instance, you see a guy playing at Towson State, if that makes sense. You'll see a guy playing at Towson or Morgan State or Maryland or something like that, play in a league like this. So a lot of players, if they have designs on an MLB career, and of course, if you play baseball, you have designs on the MLB career for years when you've been playing all your life. Or, you play in high school, you play with wood bat. Whereas in college, you play with the aluminum bat. You see a lot of, like Vance Honeycutt right now is kind of going through this thing. Like he was at North Carolina, you saw a lot of power, you saw a lot of things from him. But in here in the majors, he's playing with the wood bat. He doesn't have as much power, etc. So this gives a chance for a lot of guys to actually play with wood bat, whereas before they wouldn't get a chance to actually play. So let's see if it's here. There we go. All right. So Olney Cropdusters, the champions of the league. Adam Leader was there as well. Brian Brewer is the GM. GM always look at these guys, at these GMs, because they're the ones that are there for a long period of time. Cam Nelson, he's in the Rockies organization and the minor league system, and also two of the famous players, Matthew Mira, minor league organization. Unlike Hagerstown, all out of these fairly new organization. So they haven't been around for a very long time as well. So that's why you don't have really major leaguers yet. Kay Walter was really good for them this year. I think probably listed as their best player, 20 years old, 6 home runs, 38 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, 351 average. So that's fantastic as well. Zachy Hawkins, I think, was very good as well for them this year. No home runs, 10 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, one of the league leaders in stolen bases. Brian Belma hit 5 home runs and had a 266 average. Donan Rodriguez definitely played middle infield, played at several positions for them. Had 12 stolen bases, 292 average. Pitching was really good. I think that was probably the reason you look at their stats compared to the rest of the pitchers in the league. That's why they won. You look at Marco Bari, 4.3, 2.55 ERA, and Logan Hartman were also very good. They had a very crucial stretch down the way to actually go ahead and win. So the Cropdusters actually were the team to actually get it. Several teams from Maryland, one more time, the Cropdusters, Bethesda, Gaithersburg, and of course the Thunderbolts as well, and the Southern Maryland Senators as well. So those teams were in the Maryland representation from the league, and they were all better than the teams from Virginia and DC. So this is kind of how it starts for a lot of those young players as well. You see them like right now, like if you're watching the Little League World Series, that's the first level. This is kind of college, and then the next level, like a draft league, to really hone your skills in your craft. There you go. All right. So there you go. That is the Olney Cropdusters as well. And next week we are going to get to the Little League World Series, the final week of that as well. Orioles should be just about starting this week. I don't know if anybody wants the last wild card spot. We're going to go over all the teams before the playoffs. We kind of do that segment and go over all the teams that are training in the playoffs. I wonder if anybody wants to win it as well. Albert Suarez is designated for assignment. Recall Anthony Nunez from Norfolk. I read an article saying they've been kind of dancing this dance. Somebody would be surprised if they didn't resign him. They kind of been doing this for a minute. They designated Albert Suarez 4 or 5 times throughout the course of the season. He's kind of stood on business the last couple of times, though. I would say I'm not going to Norfolk anymore. Like I'm going to have for free agency. I'm going to sign with another team. I'm not going to go to Norfolk anymore because these things cost money. Quiet as it's kept. I mean, it's funny as people that up down. Got to get an apartment in Norfolk. He's got to spend money. He's got to no. That's it. And I do think another team will sign him. I don't know if the Orioles realize that or not, but he keeps bailing you out and you keep cutting him. So I rock on. Anthony Nunez is back. He was pitching last night as well. How about the Mount? First, he got a rehab assignment in Chesapeake. Now they've actually sent him to Norfolk along with Blaze Alexander. It's coming soon. September, we're definitely going to see these guys. Blaze Alexander, I think, probably next week, if you can get him healthy. And Felix Bautista, I think, is going to be on the mound next week as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Bautista might take a little bit longer because he's a pitcher. He hasn't played all season as well. See how he does. That's going to be key as well. But I think that's going to be interesting there as well. Right-hander Albert Suarez, again, elected free agency, accepting outright assignment to Norfolk. That indicates he'd rather be in DFA'd as well. So, again, I'm not sure you get him back. I'm not sure you get him back. I'm not sure they're worried about it. I don't know how much they are worried about it, but I'm not sure. I'm not totally convinced that he actually re-signs. Pete Alonso has been fantastic. 7-game stretch through August 18, 24, through August, and with August off day, went 4 for 4 with a double, 3 home runs, 3 RBIs against St. Louis. I guess, look, Alonso's been fantastic. I think this is, I said it the other night, maybe the best free agent acquisition that we've ever had. I think we're looking at it. He's been terrific. I think like he's just been all August, just beyond great as well. You look at any offense production they've had, Pete Alonso's at the center. A couple minor leaguers here, AA Chesapeake. Anthony Edson delivered one of his best inning performances of the week, 7 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 Ks. He strikes out a lot of guys. He gets a lot of strikeouts. So keep that in mind with him. I don't think we're going to see him this year. I doubt it. I think even at AA, I think next year you'll see him at AAA. I don't think we'll see him this year at a major league level. Same with Joseph Dearwhy, although Dearwhy maybe has turned himself now to one of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball. Another excellent 5-run in 1 inning. His 20th. His AA ERA is 1.89. He's also was at single A this year. So he's really – this is – AA is the level you want to see a guy really do well. That's the level you want to see. Not – I mean, AAA, it makes sense. But you got guys like CAS and all that, blah, 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 that are ready to play. You need what you want to see is a guy go do well from single A and AA. And he's really doing that. So as well. But again, I don't think you'll see him as where – mentioned to keep this thing. Any Oscar, I'm saying, outstanding since it's joined the Oregon organization since the trade from Boston as well. collected 11 hits, twice as many as any other Frederick teammate. So he's been good. So far, whoever didn't like the trade, the guys, the Hall has played fairly well as well. Dylan Beavers has been hot. Trevor Rogers, Rico Garcia. Garcia's kind of back on track after kind of stumbling a bit. Trevor Rogers has been good. Dylan Beavers is back on track. Dylan Beavers has a shot probably to be. There's a lot of questions in the outfield next year, so we will see that. Tyler O'Neill, yeah, he hasn't been good. Strand was good in the game yesterday, so that was good, but he's kind of come back to earth a little bit as well. Brandon Young, not as good in his last 2 starts as well. Also, too, next week, I'm calling them the Sacramento A's because that's where they play. Sacramento A's, not very good. Again, the circumstances around Sacramento and them playing there, it's just awful. I think a lot of franchises, because they are the A's, no one seems to care. But this is a better team than their record in that sense. The Rockies aren't very good, but I think it's always cool to watch a game in Coors. Like Pete Alonso in Coors is going to have a field. It's going to be fantastic. So games on the West Coast for the Orioles after they leave St. Louis. And once again, Pete Alonso, Player of the Week. All right. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Bravery Sports Podcast. We enjoy your we respect your time, respect your intelligence. Football season is coming up. Enjoy the Oriole game tonight. All of you out there watching, we thank you. Join us Sunday for our Maryland football preview. We'll go over that. Next week, we get to talk about a Terps game. Y'all have a great day.